Today we are bringing all of the MMA news straight to you with timestamps, by the way, if you would like to skip to any particular part of the video. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels, and welcome back to everything that you missed in MMA this week. This is where we go through all of the news, whether it's something that everybody heard about, talking about Conor McGregor, or something that you may have not heard of at all. For example, we're going to be talking about some fighters that got cut, fighters that you may not have heard of. Possibly. The point is, we cover everything in this video, guys. And again, timestamps are there if you'd like to skip to any particular part of the video. We have this video coming out every single Friday, so if you'd like to stay up to date, guys, I won't talk about this anymore. Lots of fun stuff to talk about today. Let's get into it. Starting off with a little bit of news on Alexander Volkanovski. So no matter what happens with his fight against Islam Makhachev during the weekend, if you're watching this video afterwards, this video is being made a couple days prior to UFC 294. So Alexander Volkanovski said no matter what happens in the fight with Islam Makhachev, he will still be fighting Ilia Topuria in January. I would imagine he could make it because it's still October, but I'm like, what if you do end up taking a lot of damage and you just had surgery? What if something goes wrong with that? Regardless, that is the plan for Alexander Volkanovski. I have no reason to believe that he won't live up to his word, especially about him being active, right? Speaking of very active fighters, Darren Till said he's going to return to the UFC 100% one day because he just had an interview with Ariel Helwani, and Ariel asked him the question, is he ever going to return to the UFC? And Darren Till said no doubt about it. He's definitely going to be coming back. Seems like he wants to do a little bit of boxing, but he definitely wants to come back to the UFC, and I would imagine the UFC would welcome him back, to be honest with you. I'd like to see Darren Till fight again, but regardless, I'm not so entirely sure that he's going to do okay. Next up, so this is big news, but I am not familiar with the fighter myself. Puja Tomar, who is the Matrix Fight Night champion in the strawweight division, just signed with the UFC. People are pretty hyped up about this. I am not familiar with the organization myself. I don't follow it, so I can't wait to see her debut. Well, hopefully it's something pretty special. Next up, guys, I do want to take you over to Reddit because if you're new here, something we have been doing is been taking a look at whatever has been trending on the UFC subreddit lately. Now, one of the most trending posts of the week was this user posted, thank God for drug 17. I'm just grateful to be an MMA fan in today's era, and he posted this with Alexander Volkanovski and Kamaru Usman. Both these guys are moving up in weight to fight the boogeyman of the weight class in enemy territory on 11 days notice. This is what being a real BMF is all about. Yeah, a lot of people all week has been like, Justin Gaethje, where are you? Why aren't you taking this fight? And to be honest with you, I don't really expect it from him, but it's true, man. You want to talk about BMF, this is the absolute way to do it. Next up, we had a little bit of an older fight overturn. I don't even know when this happened. It was this year, right? Regardless, like it was Holly Holm's last fight. Mayra Bueno Silva versus Holly Holm has been overturned to a no contest because Silva has failed a pre-fight drug test. It's a little strange that this is coming up now. Maybe I just missed the news a while ago, but regardless, it's been overturned to a no contest. And whatever, I don't remember where I read the top comment, but like whenever I saw that news, the top comment literally said like, awesome, this means we're going to get another Holly Holm 5-round main event. It's probably so true, man. It's probably what they're going to do with Holly Holm. Holly Holm is an animal. She is coming off of a win. Like, I don't even know when her last fight was, but regardless, you get the point. It's going to be fun to see. Now for the big news, guys. Now for the big news of the week. The UFC has cut 8 fighters. Get this. John McDessie, JP Buys, Shane Young, Tucker Lutz, Camila Kirk, AJ Fletcher, Andre Fialho, and Carl Deaton III. Now, the only thing I really saw is the uproar about AJ Fletcher. A lot of people are really upset about that. And to be honest with you, that's a little bit sad to see, but the majority of these fighters getting cut was something that was kind of expected if you've been following their careers. But like, yeah, I don't know, like, it's tough. It's tough to say because I don't want to be like, hey, these guys need to be cut from the UFC, they lose their jobs, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense. So regardless, there's nothing you can do about it. The UFC let go of 8 fighters this week. Next up, guys, I want to take you back over to Reddit. Another trending post of the week has just been, Bisping has been terrible lately. Now, a lot of people are really fed up with Michael Bisping's commentary. If you've watched the channel before, I am of the opinion that everybody is constantly over-exaggerating what Michael Bisping does. Like, I find him entertaining, man. Like, is he the best commentator? No, he's not. But he makes me laugh. I enjoy when he goes back and forth with Daniel Cormier. I like when him and Cruz bicker a little bit. While it can get a tad unprofessional at times, where I guess a little bit more than just a tad unprofessional. But you get the point. Like, I'm not sitting here actively watching the fights and I'm like, oh my God, Michael Bisping. Oh my God, what? In saying that, I'm obviously in the minority here because everybody really hates Michael Bisping's commentary. So if it's like, it's to the point where somebody just posted Bisping has been terrible lately and it's trending. It's trending. One of the most top voted posts of the week just says Bisping has been terrible lately. So let me know what you think about Michael Bisping down below. I like him as a commentator personally. Next up, Jennifer Maia has left the UFC. She has not been cut, but her contract for the UFC was up and she chose not to resign. I don't even know how much money she was making, but very interesting. You don't see that too often. All right, guys, this is the part of the video I really wanted to get to. We have all of the fight announcements for the week. Get ready for this because there are some bangers. Nasrat Haqparast versus Jamie Malarkey on December 9th. Ketlen Vieira versus Macy Chiasson on January 13th. Boo. Park Young-sung versus Shannon Ross December 9th. Not bad. Cody Garbrandt's back taking on Brian Kelleher on December 16th. That card is stacked, man. This is going on to the UFC, but I thought this was interesting to note in the MMA world. Mike Perry versus Eddie Alvarez in Bare Knuckle FC December 2nd. That is a banger. That is a banger. I can't wait to watch that one. And also, we have Giga Chikadze versus Josh Emmett on December 16th. That card is nuts. I'm just going to look up that card real time for you guys right now because that is insane, the fights that we're getting. And I don't know, speaking of Josh Emmett, if this is going to be his last fight because he expressed that he's going to take one more fight before he's done his career, right? So I guess this is going to be his retirement fight unless he changes his mind. So get this, okay? Oh my God, this card is huge. Cody Garbrandt, Brian Kelleher, Tagir Ulanbekov versus Cody Durden, Randy Brown, Muslim Salikov, Martin Bidet versus Shamil Gaziev, Alonzo Menifield versus Dustin Jacoby, Josh Emmett versus Giga Chikadze, Irene Aldana versus Carol Rosa, Casey O'Neill versus Ariana Lipsky. I guess that one's okay just because of Lipsky, right? Vicente Luque versus Ian Gary, Tony Ferguson versus Paddy Pimblett, Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Stephen Thompson, Alexandre Pantoja versus Brandon Royval, and Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington. That is a fantastic card. That could be one of the greatest UFC fight cards of all time. I swear to God, that could be one of the greatest UFC cards of all time. I cannot wait to watch that, but we're not done yet. We got 2 more fights. Mike Malott is back. I've been wondering when this guy's going to come back because this dude has some serious potential. He's taking on Neil Magny. If you guys follow the channel, I feel like I'm Neil Magny's only fan, so I get excited when Neil Magny fights. But anyways, that is on January 20th. That's going to be an exciting fight. And finally, Beneil Dariush versus Arman Tsarukyan on December 2nd. And to note, MMA Orbit posted this. This is not the main event. Not the main event of the card. Beneil Dariush versus Arman Tsarukyan on December 2nd. Oh my God, how sick are those fight announcements, guys? Like, I cannot wait to watch all of these. What a good time to be a UFC fan, man. But guys, before I get you out of here, I do want to talk about the fights to watch this weekend. To be honest with you, it's only UFC 294. There hasn't been a lot of fight cards on Saturdays or Saturday mornings or Friday nights lately. I don't know why. It's just we're getting towards the end of the year. Not that many cards have been announced then. So can't miss UFC 294. Literally from the early prelims to the main event, I'm looking forward to every single fight's gonna be a banger. You guys can't miss it. But with that being said, guys, that is all of the MMA news that I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, if you want to be kept up to date in the MMA world, we have this video every single Friday. So subscribe to the channel, notifications on if you'd like. Regardless, I'll be here every Friday talking about all things MMA related. Thank you so much for watching, everybody on the screen right now. If you'd like to continue watching the Clenbat channel, there'll be 2 videos on screen for you to check out. I will see you either there or in the next video, guys. Take care.